I thought Khabib could have been fighting today, and there's a chance, because I mean, Islam is a bit of an extension of who he was. But to know them is to know that when his dad passed, it took a lot away from him. And so when he decided, I'm going to do something different, you know, mom's like, hey, you and your father started this journey together. I don't want you to do it without him. If he made that promise, I knew it was over.
And I will tell you this, when the UFC started to negotiate with Khabib, they started adding zeros and commas and bigger checks and Conor Part 2. The UFC missed it. That wasn't the number they needed to change. The number they needed to change was a 155-pound weight class to a 170-pound weight class. You would have gone Khabib versus Conor 2. It wasn't that he didn't want to fight and he didn't want to fight Conor. I don't believe that. He didn't want to beat the scale anymore. And that's the one thing that the company did miss.
He retired too early, yeah.
It all began with a single incendiary post that tore through the MMA world. Conor McGregor daring Khabib Nurmagomedov to shatter his retirement silence and step back into the octagon for one final historic clash. And suddenly, every fan, pundit, and casual observer is asking themselves, could the unbreakable bond of a promise to family be broken by the roar of one last legendary showdown? What if the man who perfected the art of submission, the undefeated Dagestani juggernaut known as the Eagle, finds himself staring down the barrel of McGregor's electrifying left hook once more? Picture the tension. Two warriors bound by history, fueled by unfinished business, and driven by a rivalry so intense it redefined an entire sport. As whispers of nine-figure purses swirl and social media feeds ignite with speculation, one question looms larger than any title belt. Are we on the verge of witnessing the most anticipated rematch in MMA history? Or will Khabib's promise to his past keep that cage door firmly shut forever? Strap in, because this story is about to take flight again.
This fight with Poirier is trending bigger than the fight with you and Conor on pay-per-view. Imagine what you and Conor would do in another fight. Just saying. I'm just saying.
October 6th, 2018. A sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas crackled with anticipation as Conor McGregor, riding a wave of swagger and two championship belts, stared down the unbeaten force of Khabib Nurmagomedov. From the opening bell, it was a collision of styles. McGregor's lightning-fast strikes and taunting feints against Khabib's relentless wrestling and suffocating grappling. With each takedown, the tension ratcheted higher until midway through the fourth round, Khabib locked in an arm triangle choke that left Conor tapping out and the crowd at fever pitch. But the real eruption came after the final horn. Khabib leapt over the cage to confront Conor's corner, while members of each camp spilled into the octagon, chairs soared, and security scrambled to restore order. In that wild melee, caught live on every phone and broadcast, the line between sport and spectacle blurred forever, and UFC 229 became shorthand for both athletic excellence and combustible chaos. Even years later, every replay, every meme, every heated debate reminds fans that beneath the boasts and barbs lies a rivalry so intense it refuses to cool. And that final showdown still feels unquestionably unfinished. Since 2021, Conor McGregor's fire has burned hotter than ever. After that gruesome leg break at UFC 264, most fighters would have retreated, but not Conor. He laced up his gloves for bare knuckle FC, stepping into that unforgiving ring to prove he still thrives on combat's rawest terms. Each punch he threw, each viral clip of his ferocious conditioning drills in Florida showed a fighter transformed. Where once he reveled in swagger, now he trains with surgical focus, his jabs snapping like a whip, and his footwork a masterclass in controlled aggression. Off the mat, he's parlayed his fighting spirit into boardrooms, expanding proper No. 12 whiskey into a global brand, forging partnerships across sports and entertainment. Rumors even swirl of a tongue-in-cheek presidential bid in Ireland, a reminder that McGregor never stops shaking up expectations. But beneath the headlines there's a deeper hunger. A man who tasted defeat wants what he's never had: undeniable redemption. Every morning sprint, every late-night pad session, and every stare-down now carries more weight. Conor isn't just chasing champions, he's chasing closure, and he's closer than he's ever been. When Khabib Nurmagomedov casually brushed off rising star Ilia Topuria as not the next McGregor, it seemed like an offhand coaching remark, until Conor pounced. In a heartbeat, McGregor fired off a scathing tweet. Eagle's student soars while old champ counts memories. Grounded bird watches from the nest. He deleted it moments later, but not before hashtag McGregor versus Khabib 2 and hashtag keep that eagle grounded exploded across every feed. Within minutes, pundits dissected the subtext. Was Conor mocking Khabib's retirement? Fans flooded Instagram stories with split-screen memes, Khabib's stoic glare on one side, Conor's grinning fist on the other, while Twitter polls asked who'd win if they actually fought tomorrow. Reddit threads surged overnight with conspiracy theories about weight class changes, purse bids, and rumored bout locations. Even UFC insiders texted sources in Vegas wondering whether this deleted post was a deliberate tease or pure impulse. What started as a simple comment about a newcomer ignited a wildfire of speculation, proving that in the world of McGregor and Nurmagomedov, a few words are enough to set the MMA universe ablaze.
Behind the cameras and beyond the roar of the crowd, UFC brass is already engineering a blockbuster spectacle. Word is Dana White personally floated a 9-figure guarantee, some insiders whisper $80 million guarantee just to show up, sweetened by a pay-per-view split that could push McGregor's payday well past $100 million. Meanwhile, discussions swirl about moving Khabib up a division to 170 pounds, sparing him the punishing weight cut and giving the bout fresh, dramatic stakes. Can the retired champion dominate at a heavier class, or will McGregor's precision striking exploit the adjustment? The UFC's matchmakers have quietly pitched everything from Abu Dhabi under the lights of Etihad Arena to New York's Madison Square Garden, each locale chosen to maximize global media buzz and VIP hospitality packages. Behind closed-door conference calls, lawyers comb through contract clauses, revenue shares, rematch rights, even octagon color palettes to ensure every branding touchpoint screams event of the decade. Broadcasters and streaming platforms circle like sharks, jockeying for exclusive rights, while the UFC's social media team teases cryptic countdown posts to stoke fan speculation. Yet despite the flurry of term sheets and NDAs, one critical signature remains missing: the fighter agreements that would turn rumor into reality. As the promotional gears grind, the real question is whether Khabib's coach's hat or competitor's gloves will prevail. Since hanging up his gloves in late 2020, Khabib Nurmagomedov has traded championship gold for chalkboard diagrams, transforming from undefeated warrior into architect of a Dagestani dynasty. Day in and day out, he's in the gym at dawn. No spotlights, no roaring crowds, pushing Islam Makhachev and his stable through Olympic-style wrestling drills that leave even seasoned veterans gasping. But it's more than just perfecting takedowns. Khabib demands mental toughness, drilling fighters on discipline and sacrifice with the same intensity he once reserved for himself. Your mind must never rest, he warns, watching every rep like a hawk. Behind that steely gaze lies a promise to his late father never to chase another belt without him by his side, and a peace that comes from knowing he's built something bigger than any personal legacy. Financially, he could vanish into luxury, but you'll find him instead in remote villages of Dagestan, scouting wrestling prodigies, mentoring teenagers who idolize him not just for victories, but for his unshakable honor code. Every viral clip of Khabib barking orders or offering quiet encouragement underscores a transformation. The man who once sought glory for himself now pours every ounce of energy into creating champions. Retirement hasn't dimmed his fire, it's redirected it, forging fighters who carry his spirit into the cage. And though fans still clamor for the eagle to fly one more time, Nurmagomedov remains grounded by family vows, coaching passion, and the knowledge that his greatest victory may be the legacy he builds through others. Negotiations are reportedly inching forward. UFC matchmakers whisper about finalized date and venue, while legal teams polish contract details that could land McGregor versus Nurmagomedov 2 on a blockbuster pay-per-view. Fans on social media track every leaked nugget. Will it be Abu Dhabi's glittering Etihad Arena or Madison Square Garden's electric atmosphere? Meanwhile, memes and polls fuel the frenzy. Eagles' last flight, notorious redemption, and betting lines shift by the hour. Sponsors salivate at the thought of a primetime rematch, and pundits debate split-second scenarios. Can Conor's evolved striking finally breach Khabib's era in defense, or will the retired coach's grappling supremacy prove untouchable at welterweight? Yet for all the hype and back and forth, one crucial signature remains missing. Will Khabib honor the promise he made to his late father and keep the door closed forever? Or will the lure of history and a 9-figure payday bring him back to the cage? Sound off below. What do you see? Redemption for McGregor or the final perch for the Eagle? Don't forget to subscribe and join the conversation.